What's up guys, it's Moose here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 tips on how to do well in online classes for college. With the state of the world right now with COVID-19, majority of colleges and classes are going online. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 tips that I've used in order to get a 4.0. These are actual things that I did last semester when we started lockdown because of COVID-19. So let's get right to it right now. Tip number 1 for me would be to find a quiet place to study. The idea is to basically replicate a classroom setting as much as possible, and here's why. If you're studying in your bed or the couch in the living room or in the kitchen, you're not really going to want to study as much, because if you're in the bed, you're going to want to lay down, and that takes away from your learning experience. If you're in the couch, you're going to want to turn on the TV to have background noise, and that takes away from your learning experience. If you're in the kitchen, you're going to have people coming in and out, and that's noise that's going to be distracting from your learning. So if you have a place like a study table or like a study room that you can go into for classes online every single day, you're going to replicate that same idea of going into a classroom and being attentive. So when you do that, you're going to be more attentive to class and actually learn more. Tip number 2 for me would be to not have your phone with you when you're doing your online classes. Your phone can be one of the biggest distractors for you when you're taking an online class, because you don't really have that level of accountability as you might have in an in-person class where your professor can call you out for being on your phone. So the best thing you can do is just not having it in your room, because it's out of sight, out of mind. That way you're not getting distracted by phone notifications, you're not getting on social media, you're not going on YouTube to watch a video about how you can do better in classes, because you're going to be paying attention to what's at hand, and that's going to be your class, and that's going to automatically help you increase your grades too, because the more you pay attention to your class, the better you're going to do on the assignments and the exams that are going to come up. So the next thing for tip number 3 for me would be to create a group me or a group chat with people in your class. When you're not having in-person classes, you can't just go to a class and ask one of your classmates like, hey, when's something due, or do you understand this? So the best thing you can do is creating those virtual connections through a group chat. So when you are in an online class, find the people in your class list and make a group me out of it. I did this for pretty much every single one of my classes last semester when we went into quarantine and all my classes were online, and that really helped me because I am terrible at keeping track of assignments. And in that group chat, we were always constantly reminding each other of every single assignment. We were proofreading each other's papers. We were also helping each other understand material for classes. For my sexual behaviors class, we had a major paper and none of us knew what was going on, and except for one person, and that one person was able to explain it to all of us, and we were all able to get good grades. So it's good to have that collaborative environment, and you can do that with group chats since you can't do that in person. So one of the biggest things you can do is be in a group chat, but be careful, because you don't want to be in a group chat where someone cheats or leaks answers, because if that gets caught, you can get in trouble too. So make sure you're in a group chat with people that you can trust and people that won't be cheating, but instead helping each other. So we just talked about having a group chat so you can really have a community that helps each other. Next up, tip number 4 for me would be to set study time aside. One of the biggest reasons you need to do that is because online classes aren't as structured all the time, and it requires a lot of independent work. So if you allocate a certain amount of time, for me it was like 2 hours. Every single day for 2 hours I worked on class-specific things like homework, assignments, and essays. What that helped me do was create a consistent routine. So every single day for 2 hours I would just sit down and I would do nothing but homework, and that way I really got to get ahead in terms of my class assignments, and I could also focus on classes. That way I really didn't fall behind. If you do that, you're going to notice that you're not only paying attention in classes, you're getting homework done on time, and that way you're not going to be as stressed out and you're not going to be procrastinating as much, and your GPA is going to go up because you're getting good grades and you're planning ahead of time. Online classes can be a double-edged sword because it requires a lot of independent work, but it can be also an advantage because you can really work at your own pace and finish things ahead of time, or wait until the last minute and really struggle. So far we've talked about 4 of the tips that can help you do better in online classes. Now moving on to number 5, and I feel like that's the most important tip in terms of being successful with online classes. But before I get to that, if you found this video to be useful, go ahead and like and subscribe for more videos that can help you navigate through college. Anyways, now moving on to tip number 5 is be kind to yourself. Right now, we're going through unprecedented times. We're going through a literal global pandemic. So we understand that other than being in school, you have other things going on in your life. Your professors understand that things aren't always simple, and there's a lot going on in everyone's lives right now. So when you're struggling, don't take that as something that's negative. Take that as something that's going to be building your character. Take that as a necessity for seeking out help. Talk to your professors, talk to your RA, use your resources, and be kind to yourself. Know that just because you're struggling right now doesn't mean you're going to struggle for the rest of your college career. This is just a moment that does not define you. Even if you do bad in a class and get a bad grade, it's okay, because there's going to be more classes that come up. As long as you learn from your mistakes, and as long as you're kind to yourself and you learn and you're constantly growing, it's okay, and everything's always going to be okay. Your professors, the staff members, your RA, every single person wants you to really genuinely succeed, and there's an army behind you, and all you need to do is reach out to them if you ever need help, and be kind to yourself. These are the 5 tips I have for being successful with online classes. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I would really appreciate that. And if you really enjoyed this video and found this informational, I also recommend checking out my advice video for freshman college students. And I hope y'all have a good day.